once the shit hits the fan, we tend to ask why so much suffering. But if you don't have a purpose, if you're not on a mission, there's no meaning. Say you get deployed to a war, you're gonna fight
Mhm.
in a war, you're gonna be deployed, and you're fighting the wrong war in the wrong country for the wrong people for the wrong reasons, dude. You're gonna have so much crap thrown at you, and there's no meaning in that. But think about it the other way. You were
Yeah.
deployed to a war to fight in a war that it is for the right cause, with the right people, for the right reasons, at the right place, at the right time. It's going to be different. Shit is going to be thrown at you. Bullets are going to fly, but there is a meaning, uh, in being there. So,
And we are live with Raw Talks. Today, we're having the Holy Crouton with us today. Sorry about that. I'm Mr. Raw, as you probably know, and with me today I have Christian Sisson, right?
that's right.
Oh, that's good. And I wanted to have a raw talk with you because what you're up to a specific type of a group of people you're doing it with is somewhat quite interesting and intriguing, and I would love to learn more about that first of all. So, Christian, nice to meet you. Who are you?
Well, nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me for the Raw Talk. My name is Christian Sisson. The crouton. Well, who am I? I'm Christian Sisson. That's it. I am, I don't know, an entrepreneur, musician. Well, I used to be an artist, also web developer, used to be a veterinarian as well, shifter, born in Brazil. I used to hide in Italy. Now I'm hiding in Portugal, and pretty soon I will go to the United States to hide there. But other than that, just serial entrepreneur, visually unemployable, and I don't know, a raw guy. No
Yeah,
filter, no sugar coating. Le crouton is real.
yeah, and I know that nobody will ever get the crouton, but we do because that's how we met on LinkedIn some months ago, where we had a few comments to each other on I don't know which post this was, but the crouton part really did the real difference. And I wonder, what is Numify? Because that's what you're working on. What is
Yes,
new?
Numify. Yeah. So, but what is Numify? Numify is the flagship product of my company. My company is called Antidote to Chaos, and Numify is the flagship product. It is. I am playing with words. So people ask me why Numify. Well, because gamify the new me. It's a platform that I built with an upcoming app and books and all sorts of things to help people go from old self to new you, really reinvent their lives, turn around, revert personal failure, discover the purpose, why they're here on planet Earth, develop themselves for the purpose, and then deploy everything with confidence, accountability, faith. So I'm calling it the Numify. That's
So,
it.
so what is the problem? You know, what problem are you solving? You're saying purpose.
Yes, purpose. I mean, there's the pain, there's the problem. Um, Pain, most people feel pain in either in one or maybe two, three, or all, oh, God forbid, all combinations of pain, financial pain, relationships are broken, or health is broken, or faith, a spirit is broken, or a combination. And the problem is, most people, they do not have a plan for their lives. They don't know what the plan is. They don't know what they're doing here. What the hell am I doing here? Why all this suffering? Why am I trying, not succeeding? This is one
That,
problem. No, no, they
that is
don't.
a big problem.
There's a big problem. There's a big problem.
Why,
And the
why,
second,
why am I here?
why am I here? It's the $100 million, probably $1 trillion question now, because everything is inflated. Is a $1 trillion question. That is a problem, because people run around like headless chickens and just exhausting themselves and just wasting their time, wasting everyone else's time, and not getting anywhere. The second problem, I would say, is people find different ways to end up at the same place, at the same financial situation, at the same relationship situation, the same health situation, at the same broken spirit situation. And that's also a huge problem. And this is like a pattern problem. So first, it's plan. I would say the second is it's pattern, and the third, I would say it's paralysis. People know what they have to do. They know what they should be doing, but they don't do. They get stuck. They are fearful. They
Why
don't
do
want
they
to.
get stuck? If that's
It
another.
it it's a myriad of stuff, Stefan. It's a myriad of stuff. It could be self doubt. It could be fear. It could be um conservation of energy, which is a big stuff that no one talks about. It's easier to stay where you are. It doesn't take any energy to 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 keep the lights off, but it takes a huge amount of energy to turn on the lights. Um, People stay stuck because it's comfortable, although they're dying, although it's the kill box. So there's a myriad of stuff that makes people not proceeding with life, not making what they should be doing. Procrastination is a big stuff. Distraction is a big stuff. Signal versus noise ratio. There's a bunch of stuff, Stefan. But I think these are the three main problems. And so the pains, they are those four that I mentioned. And I would say the root cause would be one of these three or a combination. So once you discover the purpose, one of the problems is gone. Once you develop yourself, you're going to break the patterns. The second problem is gone. And once you deploy, the third problem is gone. You're not going to stay stuck. So
So
this is what
so
Numify does.
it's a lot about finding yourself a mission. Is that a
It is. It is. It is basically, you summarized beautifully. It's mission and meaning. Because once the shit hits the fan, we tend to ask, why so much suffering? But if you don't have a purpose, if you're not on a mission, there's no meaning. Let's say you get deployed to a war. You're going to fight in a war. You're going to be deployed. And you're fighting the wrong war in the wrong country for the wrong people for the wrong reasons. Dude, you're gonna have so much crap thrown at you, and there's no meaning in that. But think about it the other way. You were deployed to a war to fight in a war that it is for the right cause, with the right people, for the right reasons, and at the right place, at the right time. It's going to be different. Shit is going to be thrown at you. Bullets are going to fly, but there is a meaning, uh, i- in being there. So yeah, so mission, yes, but also meaning, yes.
or not being meaningless, I would say, because I'm 47-year-old. I'm a young man. I know many of my peers, at least the past months, are a little bit laughing. They don't believe I'm 47 because all my 47-year-old peers around the world are fucking gray. Pardon my French. I know you're a little older than me. Even I don't know if you color your hair, but I'm joking. The point is, I've been I've been Mr. Raw for 12 years now in my life. I went full Monty Mr. Raw 5 years ago, but only last year did I find my own mission in life. Despite the fact I believed I had a mission, I believed I had a cause, I believed I had a purpose. And I've been helping a lot of people finding their own purpose. Well, thinking I thought I knew I had my purpose. So, because why I'm saying this is one 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 first step ahead is to find a purpose. That purpose can change throughout time as well. Because I think what most people don't realize is that life is not static. As long as life is static, you don't move, you don't evolve. And if you remember, I know you remember, but I'm talking to the audience, of course. If you remember back when you were young, it was amazing to learn stuff. It was amazing to try new stuff. But along the way, when we try out stuff, we get hurt. People beat us up. Situations beat us up. And at some point, many of us get kids, and we start to build a fence around us in order to protect our our self righteousness of living and feeling that's the purpose. But then at some point, around 40 or 50 or 60, we wake up again, realizing, what the hell am I doing on this planet? Um, do you have a specific purpose with all your with your entire framework, or are you helping people to find their own specific purpose? Because, for instance, me, I'm neither spiritual or believing in anything, and my mission, I found myself that I really feel comfortable with, is to help as many people as I possibly can in the very best manner I'm capable of. Because now it doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm doing good. And because I'm doing good, I feel better with myself. And I will never be able to retire because there's always someone you need to help out there. Um, but what is your framework? What makes me find my purpose with you?
My framework changed. I reinvented myself and turned my life around a couple of times. And the framework, while basically stayed the same, it had basically two new additions, I would say, that made it work this way now way better. It's like I don't know, it's from going from Raptor engine number 1 to Raptor number 3, number 4, number 5, from, using SpaceX analogy. It is basically the same stuff, but I've optimized the stuff, and I added two things that were very important in the process that were completely lacking in all my turnaround events in life. And I mean turning around, just to give your audience a little bit of background. I was a junkhead, drug addict, sex addict, food addict, whatever compulsion it was, I had it, and suicidal, depressed for, I don't know, more than 2 decades. And I turned it all around. Alcohol addicted, you name it. I turned it all around. No drugs, no rehab, no nothing. So my template, while it works, it was lacking two things. One of them was the presence of a creator. That's it. So recently, I after 20 years, I would say, searching for something higher, because you said life is not static. So let me do the weave a little bit. Um, I refused to accept that life was just wake up, take my shower, go to work, receive a salary, pay the bills. Born, live, soon die. There must be something greater than this. There must be a calling. There must be something higher. There must be a meaning, because otherwise it's all death. It's all work. It's all toil. It's all death. And I refused myself for years to believe in that, but I also refused to believe that there was something beyond material. Although I knew there was something beyond material, but not that beyond. It was something like, oh, there's a spiritual realm. Yeah, of course. I believed that. I didn't believe. I came to believe. But then for the last 20 years of my life, I was just like struggling. Is there a God, or there isn't? So this is a big addition, because every time there's a purpose, every time there's a design, there's a designer. Every time there is a designer, there is purpose and intent. And this is logic. Every single thing you find in this universe was created for a reason. I'm like, okay, that is cool. How can I find my purpose? And then this was the addition, just to make it shorter. Um, this was the addition to my framework. So there's a God. So the first step would be you recognizing something is not working. And then the second stage of the Numify process is turning to guidance. The problem I found, and the problem I see with many people now that I am outside the fishbowl, because the fish doesn't know.
He's in
Fish
war.
doesn't know is in the fishbowl. No, doesn't know. It's like, well, it's natural. I'm here. And you're like, no. Well, while you're in the gym, you cannot read the label. So once I step outside. I'm seeing this over and over again, and that was my problem for years. I would try to turn around my life. And I would hit a wall. Lack of purpose, lack of meaning, lack of direction, lack of a master plan. So the addition was you turn to guidance. So what these people do, and including myself in the past, is that I turn to what guidance?
Mm-hmm.
My guidance, my own guidance. I mean, that's like Excel spreadsheet circular reference. It's always going to be there. I mean, you are the beginning, the middle, and the end of your problems, and then you try to become the begin, the middle, and the end of your solutions, and then you try other people for solutions. And then you're always in this circular reference and joining a chain of circular references with people in the world. And it can work, but it's going to require tons of willpower. And willpower is like the microwave in a frozen lasagna. You put a lasagna in the microwave, maximum heat, 15 minutes. You get it out, it's all scorched, but the center of the lasagna is still cold, dead cold, frozen, because willpower has no power over the core of who you really think you are. And the important word here is think you are. You think you are a certain person. That's what I call in the Numify framework, the lie identity, my identity bullshit. It's a cycle. And then you can't break through. It's like a glass ceiling. You always stop there. It's like a thermostat. That's it. 27 degrees. It hits there, it cools down. It hits there, cools down. And it happens with people as well. So the first edition
And
was
37 degrees is 100 Fahrenheit, right?
we got to do the conversion. That's right. That's right. I got to talk kilometers. Oh my God, it's going to be a mess. So the first edition was the presence of God. So my framework is a faith-driven framework. The second edition was something that I learned from Mr. Dan Pena, the $1 trillion man. Love your family, choose your friends. I wonder what that means. It's the law of conformity. If you hang around with 10 drug addicts, you're going to be the 11th. If you hang around with 10 successful people, you're going to be the 11th. Dan Pena is an 84, 85,
If
86,
you're gonna
probably
be a
almost
sheep,
90. You got to surround yourself with
sheep.
people, with the right people. So you love your family. It's not because you came from there that you have to stay there. Need the land of familiarity, because familiarity breeds failure. Go out in the world, but find the right peer group. So I was hanging. So this is what haven't changed. I didn't believe there was a God, so I couldn't find the right guidance, and I was stuck in the same circles. I'm like, I wonder why it was working, but not that. I would go a couple of miles ahead, 2 miles, and then I would hit it like a glass wall. I'm like, why am I not proceeding? And then I would fall again, revert back to the same type of behavior because I didn't have the guidance, and I was surrounded by the same people that kind of nurtured that same behavior I had. And these are the two additions that I would say in this entire process of turning the life around. And now in my 8th reinvention in life, dude, it's working like flawlessly.
So if I believe in God, if I believe I'm stuck, if I believe I can do so much more with my life, I should numify myself.
You should numify yourself anyways. Because look, not saying you, I'm talking about you.
No,
Alvin.
yeah, you.
Yeah, so why numify? Look, I can explain this using the lie identity, my identity bullshit cycle. You were born. You surrounded by adults, parents or not, but many adults. It could be teachers, it could be caregivers, it could be older brothers, older cousins, relatives, even parents, and whatever. They see in you certain things, and they start to tell you who you. Oh, Stefan is so this and this and that. Fill in the blanks. Oh, he always does this and this and that. Oh, his temperament is this and this and that, and you start to absorb that stuff. I'm not saying they're evil. What I'm saying is that they don't know any better. You are not developed yet, so they don't know. They're not supposed to know. before someone says, "Oh, I knew." No, so I hate my parents more
Yeah,
now than
and if
ever.
you grab onto that framework that people tell you you are, you will never outgrow yourself.
That's very, very true. But then, Stefan, here's the kicker. You heard so much the lie identity, it became my identity. So you start to run around, you start to show up like a teenager, like an adult, with all that bullshit in you, assuming that that is you. And all of a sudden, your life is just patching up, trying to overcome or balance all the bullshit, all your insecurities. That's why I think everybody should numify. And look, no one is uh, exempt from that. Look, we have kids. We did that to our kids. We told them how they are, who they are, how they behave, and it's all a lie. As much as we want to observe and we want the best for them, we probably talked a lot of shit, and now they're carrying it like my identity. They assumed it's real, and then they're gonna go through their adult lives just patching up, just trying to overcome or balance insecurities. That's why I think everybody should numify. And you would ask, okay, so what's the exit from my identity? My identity, I would say true identity. The problem is no creature. There are two things that no creature knows: its own purpose and its own identity. Only a creator knows. And this is the conundrum that most people get into if they don't believe there's a God. There are agnostic people, they believe there is a God, but they're not part of any religion. And there are people who are bluntly just the atheists. They don't believe, this is all bullshit, sky daddy, whatever.
Doesn't need to be bullshit.
Oh, that's okay. They need to be numified anyways. The problem is, where are you going to get your identity from if no creature knows its own identity? And how are you going to get your purpose? From whom?
And you get that from a belief system, which is
That's it. And then, I know most people think it's all like a system of beliefs and constructions. Okay, get from there. It's not that you're not going to advance in life, but at a certain point, you're going to hit again a glass ceiling because it is an impossibility, it's just a logical impossibility. But I never force, I'm not Mr. Religious. I never force any of my beliefs in anyone. It's just there for anyone. Also, faith-friendly people can go to Numify, just sign up. And by the way, I just made it free. Just made it free today.
genius.
Um, that's it. Just made it free. I said, no, I got
Well
to
done.
reach more people. That's it. And yeah, you go to numify.com, and I'm still adjusting the entire website to reflect, but it's for free. If you go to the checkout, it's just free or pay what you want. And because I believe that spreading the purpose message is important, independently if I spread the message of the gospels, the message of, oh, there is a creator, or the message of, because people are going to, if people find purpose, life is going to work, because all of a sudden you are part of a plan, and you're not spinning your wheels, because that's what make people burn out. That's what make people take their own lives. That's what make people miserable. They are, that's it. They are just burning out. And instead of burning out, how about burning bright? I
Hmm?
would say it's a much better choice.
Love that, Christian. I'm joining Numify now because
You're
I love
joining
that
Numify.
journey. What?
Are you joining Numify?
Of course, I have to.
Just go. Just go. Go.
Exactly.
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Sisson,
Mr. Raw.
Numify.com. Thanks
That's
for
it. Mr. Raw.
spending the time with me. Uh, I wish you the greatest success because you're gonna help a lot of people finding purpose. I'm sure of that, and I hope at least we, without using a better word, help you to convert a couple of people uh, in the Numified way. And all the best to you. I'll leave your website in the comments of this, and stay raw, man.
Thank you very much, my friend. Let's stay crouton
Oui.
forever.